Thank you for having me in this great event. Thanks to Mr. Arif for his presentation. He comes from the Security Authority, which is usually they try to sort out the problem. So they get the complaint, they get the opinion, the advice, and they take it in consideration. But I come from business perspective, partnership, how to increase the business, how he said trying to reach the revenue, how to sort out the maintenance and proactive and the solution itself. I would like to start my presentation with we all know about the security systems, and we always trying to find the best of the technology. I'm more into technology, and I believe in the technology for me is more stable than the human factor, because it can give me the accuracy in the numbers, rather than someone say, I saw that, and give some suspicion about some person without a real evidence. So the security system nowadays contain from, it's the hot topic in our business, especially here in the Middle East and Dubai. So we talk about the city of tomorrow. We talk about the AI platform and drones. It's been very hot topics just before the pandemic. We had it in the Intersect 2019 and GITEX. Digitalization is very hot topic as well from our government. They want to digitalize every system so they can have the background, the storage, the information. They can go it back. We can do a research, development. We can teach the young generation how we solve these problems. AI value in the social impact, as Engineer Arif was discussing about the AI and artificial intelligence. I agree with half of the part of when he talked about the AI, but I think as our government leaders suggesting, sometimes it's good to fail. If we try to create something and even we fail, we could learn from that mistake and start over it again and build something better, or try to tweak it to have the better solution. But we cannot stop just because we couldn't get the accuracy right. It's something new. Even now with the mobile telephone, it's very interesting topic as well. They got into the AI. You start to open your phone through the AI. I will get into detail about the artificial intelligence in a minute. In my business, I always look at the government. What's the head of the curve? How the government will go for? How the business will end for? So I can build on the business and I can expand the partnership and the deals. So in the UAE Fourth Industrial Revolution Strategy Framework, which is we are part of the leadership program with them, we discovered that they have 6 pillars. The 6 pillars that they already established is the human is for the future. We should care about the human, the education, the system, the security of the future, how the security will look like in the future. So we need to be always innovative, number one. So that give us the mistakes. We need to fall at least to start running. The experience of the future, how to interact. We know that retailer, client, end user trying to make a good experience. They don't want you just to move to a mall without having that experience. You need to have the easy access to the mall, the easy way to reach to your destination. So that kind of experience is very tangible. It needs to be standardized, created in a good framework. they have the five pillar, like the productivity of the future, and then we have the frontier of the future. So for every businessman, for every companies, for manufacturer, they always need to look what the government are looking for, because that is all our neighbor are following. They wanted someone just to jump for the future, someone to put a step what the future will be, so they can see what the result will happen. Is it successful? Did he fail? Did he succeed? And then later on, when he succeeds, they will copy him. We have one of the experiment which has hit the news about the Uber Elevate experiment, which is very good, even if it didn't start, even if the pandemic hit, but at least you get the attention that we can create something out of the Middle East. Mr. Arif, Engineer Arif spoke a bit in details about the cameras, but I wanted to take it back in the what's the past and what's the future. The past, we already have it. It's like capturing, store it, and monitor it. And always we have difficulties when we try to extract that information. It's good, simple solution. I know some of the clients, maybe Engineer Arif knows them as well. They wanted to keep the analog, and they think that the analog is good for them, which is, we're with all rights, they can have it. But they need to meet the requirements. They need to secure it. For us, from my business perspective, I'm helping the city to be more safe. When I sell, when I install, when I promote, when I do the maintenance, that means I'm helping the city to be more safe. We can't allow a building without a security camera. It's not the job of Dubai police or any police authority to just maintain the security 24/7 for everyone. They cannot put a security guard. That's why we allow it to the private sector to involve. The future, it went to on the edge, capturing, analyzing, storage on the camera itself. From my perspective, I feel here we lack a lot of business ideas. We have companies having the beautiful analytic system. We have companies who have the cameras itself, but they don't want to work together. Why? Because the price goes up. If there is a mechanism that we can put it together, maybe it is through the security integrator, he could find a solution if he can bring these giant software and hardware. It's always difficult to find a solution. When we price some projects, I found out if I bring a third party, the price shoots to 40%. And the client have a budget because he saw what's the regular system do. So if we try to combine our technology, everyone try to cut in their margin a bit just to influence the technology. And then later on, we already have the service providing the maintenance, the software update. So always there is a license. And we have the, I want to emphasize on the topic Engineer Arif was talking about, the cloud. Cloud, from my perspective as well, I could agree with you on half, but I would love to see the future. So I'm saying that even if we fail, we would succeed one day. So we need to see where's the mistakes. If we can allow in our regulation, or we create a lab with the partner, with the integrator, to create a case of the cloud on one of the buildings, which is give him an exception. Within the time, we will see. We will give it 1 year, 1.5 years. Maybe we could talk about it in the intersect at the case study, and we see, is it valuable or not? Is it cost effective or not? My belief is that because we are not into the cloud, that's why the price is high. how the Etisalat is creating the package for the internet. They give you 10 GB on the price of, let's say, 200. Now they are giving you 45 GB on the price of 200. Why? Because the client increased, the users are more. We don't have any case in the cloud. Everyone is afraid to go to the cloud because they want to follow the authority, which is a good thing. But we need to have that kind of lab to create a case and see it. If it makes sense, if we can really secure it, if we can put some regulation, we can put why you can't have one vendor, you can't have stored outside the UAE, and figure it out. It will help all the businesses because we are one cycle anyway. All the circles go around with us. So in the artificial intelligence, as a service provider, I always meet the partners. I always meet the technology, and I always talk to them about what should be, what's the next big thing coming up. The difficulties of the artificial intelligence is that, first of all, they differentiate from how to set up the business, how to set up the technology and the software, and the appearance of everything. We have people here wearing different clothes, different culture, and as Engineer Arif mentioned, they have different facial figure. So they always think about the promotion of them: jeans, shirt, hat. They bring something not related to our industry or region. So why they don't come here and they try to create it? We could set a lab, we could talk. There is a comment from the authority itself. There is a comment from the Sierra provider. We have a professional association, so we can gather and put all the points together. So in the artificial intelligence, we always appreciate that there is facial recognition, smart search, automatic tracking, assist specific analyzing, image sharpening, image reconstruction, behavior, machine learning, which is we're still lacking because we didn't go that far in the artificial intelligence. Big data automation is we can work out with the big players as well. Geofencing, drones is not connected as well in my business sector. Is like it's not connecting with my VMS, not connected with the monitoring service. It should have its own system. So why it can't have the open platform? We need that open platform so we can integrate it with other systems and can do the analytics that we need. Video surveillance will deliver, can deliver business insights. It can help the end users. This crisis gives us the opportunity to create different opportunity in the business. We started to look at contactless access card, so and faceless approach on the business. We did a lot of analyzing pattern. The social distancing was very important within the pandemic. We never thought about social distancing, having a 1 meter, 2 meter, 3 meter. But thanks to this technology, we could see it. We don't need people to go around and saying, "Hey guys, you shouldn't gather here." We could see it from the camera and make it more efficiency to operate the mall or the destination. On my last point, I would like to tell the partner and the developers and the software companies, that we can integrate with the big players as well. There is an example that Apple Wallet added mobile access control support. So rather than we supporting the iClass card, now people want to go to the smart way. Why you are not helping them to reach to that point? They can use their mobile phone to open the door, not through an app, not through app you developed, which is you will take the big responsibility. People are fed up of having too many apps. They want one centralized. So we have the mobile, either whatever the brand. If we can integrate with that brand, either iOS, Android, through their system to open the door, to have our access, it will give us time. And we have, but for the Apple, they created the watch, which is they wanted to make it more simpler. If they can do it, why we are late from approaching that position? Our future is going through the government approach. Wherever there is money, we can invest in technology. When there is less spending, we try to maintain our growth. We cannot try to expand in our research and development. Only when we see the vision of the country. The future of UAE is coming to intelligent government service, which has been started 5 years ago. I think they have a deadline by this year to complete all the digitalization of the service in the government. We will see intelligent consumer experience. It started 2019, stopped with the pandemic, but with the business going back, everyone trying to have different experience because the experience itself changed. We are not doing the same what we used to do 2 years ago. Intelligent city, we still have the idea to connect the city, the whole city. We have different destinations. We have smart city, we have internet city, we have the road, transportation, RTA. I believe every entity will try to come with the new approach of the UAE. They create one pillar for the transportation and the smart city. So they will try to do it as soon as we finish this pandemic. Next generation mobility. This is a topic that I found it most of the security industry never touch, which is the car itself. It's have the camera. When you reverse a new car, you see the camera in the car. But why it's not related to our industry? We are the expert. The system that they are using in their car is about someone crossing. Why we are not involving as a security industry? We still lack that. We don't know what touch the mobility because the manufacturer have their own software. But we still can play a big role. We can make the city more smarter just by involving in the mobility and the transportation. So in the leadership, to be a leadership in our market, we need to put customer first. This is our priority in the business. This is what we emphasize with our partner. Sierra have different approach, which is government first. So we know how Sierra works. They think about the country itself, the government, the appreciation of the people, the happiness of the people. But from our perspective as business, we always put the customer first. We need to change our minds. If we have an idea that we don't believe, we need to test it with other experience. We bring other expert people to discuss it to find a way. Would be able to change it in the future? And I believe anything is not, everything is not impossible. Everything can be changed. We should think about collaboration. Our leaders in the business, in the security industry, they need to think about collaboration. There is no harm to collaborate between one brand to another brand. Rather than he manufactured the camera and the software company come in later as the spec require, they could go as top leaders and sit together trying to define even the prices of that, how to reduce it on the end user. But always we are shy to step in. Cultivate the next gen diversity workforce. Now we have the internet and the Zoom conference. We are very much appreciate the change. I think before 2019, we were even not happy that someone will call us for a meeting online, or they will do exhibition online. No, that's why when we have that problem and we try to figure it out as a human, we always conquer the problem. We bring amazing ideas. We need to build a digital culture. We need to build with the authority. We need to build with a partner. Any concern need to be shared. I see it from my business perspective that the SI itself, they do the business and go because he doesn't have the maintenance, for example. The other person who come in always find a fault in the system. We need to share that comment with the authority. If there is a new analytic, we always tell the partner, approve it with the authority first. Or we could work with them to approve it with the authority. The difficulties is that we always think the authority is the enforcer, the police force. They will catch you. No, I think our authority here, especially in the security industry, they are very welcoming. They never shy or try to not help the end user, the security integrator, and the manufacturer or the developer. We tried it many times. We spoke with them in many cases. We never have that hesitation that they will never support. And if there is things that cannot be done, they will explain it why. We can take it to the end user with their approval. And if they have anything, you can object to the authority itself. Thank you very much. This is my topic, and I don't want to talk a lot. I want you to relax.
Thank you, Dr. Mohammad. Stay there a bit. Thank you very much. I mean, it's quite clear embrace of technology, but also the practical application to business. We do have a couple of questions that have come in off the Zoom platform for you. Let's get, by the way, anyone here want to take the microphone for a question or a thought? Okay, so here we go. Are you ready? As the UAE and wider Middle East opens up to the international community through major events and tourism, how can we bring new and advanced technologies into the region, tailor them to the needs of these nations, and most importantly, ensure the level of regulatory compliance that's required for integration? That's a pretty big question.
Yeah. So is the person who's asking like from the international side trying to bring it to the Middle East?
I believe so. I don't have a, it's anonymous, I assume so.
This is the biggest challenge as well, which has come from the international brands, the international even startup or companies. They have no clue what's going on the region. They think whatever they develop internationally can work here. Some can work, but you need to test the water before you jump, before you throw yourself there. Maybe there is a production, maybe there is a line that you can sell, and there is a line that you cannot sell. So listen The important is to listen to what's going on in the market. I have an example about this. When the heat map started, the fever camera, it went crazy in the beginning. My first objection on it is the greed, which is the prices going up on the greed of the fever camera. The second one is some companies try to build too late. And I advise them that don't start the pipeline, because you will not have a market to sell. Everyone already got what they want. So in the end, the one who get greed be known by every end user in the market, what the price they put, what their price now. If the price was 40, 50,000 and the price now is 3,000, give me my money. This should be, but we need to find this mechanism. But because I'm a business and security integrator, I don't want to talk as an authority. So if the authority will come in, they need to think about it. The second part is the company that they tried to create the technology, which is they didn't listen. They failed in their pipeline. They couldn't sell. And I asked them, did you sell anything? He said, no, there is nothing. So who will cover their cost? So sometimes you need to listen to the market. You need to go visit, sit with the SI, sit with the consultant, sit with the authority, speak with them. Everyone here are friendly. We are very social people. Through the Zoom, through the meeting, through the email, we will respond. Ask about the thought, what should be done, how can we approach? And from then, you can build your case and start coming or doing the business.
Terrific. We've got a question here around the transportation sector. I don't know if it came out of that statistic that I used in the opening address about the enormity, the enormous amount of money that's going to be spent in that area.
Yeah.
But the question becomes for you, you've got facial plate recognition, under vehicle surveillance. What do you see as the rising star technologies in the transportation sector? Although it's a pretty broad sector, but what are the rising technologies there that you like?
Very good question. I think the guy is, he wanted to grab the 1 trillion on the expansion.
Well, it's a number that attracts attention.
Which is everyone should think about. Where is the money roll? We roll with it. So I met a couple of technology partners, but the thing is the price is still you cannot grab the price.
But what are the technologies?
Yes, that's why. But I'm trying to say that they need to, first of all, to think if they want to grab a higher stake, because you don't want to sell it for one client and then you stop your service or stop your hotel. We want more. So one of the services on the transportation is finding the technology that they can maintain the cars or the transportation itself. There is buses from the authority, public buses, taxis, cars. They always wanted to have that technology that can find if my car being hit or not. There is a dent on the car. There is a solution that the leak happened before you rent my car. The big transportation are looking for more digital IoT systems that can read what's going on in the market. Transportation, I see a lot of inquiries from the transportation, but through the friends that they are saying they are looking for more technology, easy use, light storage. It needs to be stored lightly. And I think this will be a big thing for them.
Okay. There are some, I've got one, I think, last question for this round. I'm going to ask you actually, because Engineer Arif just left, for a minute, so he's not in the room. So that comment he meant about, the complaints about costs from the professional side. You are a professional and you represent the professionals in this community. Do you want to comment on that? Are the costs too high? Is there a gulf? What are the members saying?
The cost is high. I cannot say cost is high. The expectation of the end user went very low. Why I'm saying that? Before COVID, there was not that much negotiation between even each SI, each partner. The sales was fine, but when the pandemic happened, everyone trying to slow their payment. So, and then they're trying to find a resolution of cutting costs, maybe cutting the maintenance. I have some projects went from 180 to now the client, the end user is looking for, let's say, 90, 80. Why? He think he have all the right to ask for discount. Why that come to them is because sometimes the new startup come in and they say, yes, I can take it. And they always fail. There are always companies that they never been pre-qualified to take the business, and they jump in. But the price is not that, it's never been high. Everything is clear to every industrial, anyone work in the security industry, from end user, they're technical, they're engineers, everyone know the prices. The prices is not hidden. It's just 10, 5, whatever percent we are talking about, we can guess it, we can find the solution because we are getting prices from different SI. But the expectation of the end user went low because of the pandemic, because their bosses are asking them to reduce the cost, slow that spending. We shouldn't pay for that. We need to reduce our costing. We don't want to upgrade the system this year. Leave it this 2 years. Speak with the authority, get exception, get something. They're always thinking that they can find a discount from the partner and they are keep telling the authority, no, it's not our fault. Their price is high. My quote is going up. My quote is still the same. It's going always low. Every year I'm going 10, 20% less, giving them special discount, giving them special treatment. But at the end, they're saying, no, the price is high. But their expectation went very low through the pandemic. I could say it's, they are expecting any projects, if it's value at 10 million, they are expecting, and they are putting a line that it should be 5 million. This is their fault. But I saw some projects that who said, I have the less price, I can meet your target, already failed, they have already stopped. He couldn't meet it. Whatever calculated he done, he thought if it's 5 million, and the costing is 7 million. And when he discovered that by just doing the logistic, he stopped. Hours left. Thank you.